Welcome back to Dark Nexus. Tonight, it's Act 4, Chapter 156. It's midday on the 24th of the month of Farast, the last month of winter, the month named after Pharasma, a goddess with many areas of concern: birth, fate, time, and death. It's taken some investigation and conversations, but perhaps we're finally getting our heads wrapped around what went down here in Casimir 2 months ago. And it seems like the old where in the world are Stasi and the Stanhope question might not even be our most pressing of concerns. While there are certainly some timeline details that we may or may not need to get confirmation of, the story at this point is seeming clear. In the short window of time that Hazarton Pragmus Lowles IV was in Casimir, he began spreading the seed-borne infestation of the inmost blot. Almost like he lacked much in the way of care, concern, or caution anymore. We know for fact he said the name directly to poor Ethan Baylor, who then spread it to basically all of his best friends, the esoteric Knights of Evolvement. Everyone that heard the name from him is now dead. So hopefully that particular strain of the outbreak has been contained to that little closed-up house in Abbey Green. But there is still the matter of Theraval Galanadel, who may perhaps have split town with Stasi and Stanhope, and it's currently unknown whether or not this Archie Umbra ended up infected or not, but at least we know he wasn't present with the others when Baylor spoke the name. So yeah, that arm of the outbreak is at least on its way to containment. However, the question remains as to what exactly went down with the crew of sailors from the Aurora, though, and whether or not we feel it's our responsibility to close that loop, if there is a loop to be closed. We're going to be losing a lot of time at Baylor's house today, but let's see, I jotted down a little list for myself by the way of the leads that you might be considering pursuing as we split up today. We know the wreck of the Aurora is still an option to check out. We've got this fungal smell in the northern third of the Shipyards district. I can imagine y'all coming up with some new and interesting and creative ways to deepen your investigation up there now that Dabbs has definitively determined that it's not just another exterminator, like, stealing their patch. Harbormaster Julius Kane might know something about the destination of Lowles and Munn's ship, the Jeroboam. That may or may not be a priority at present, but we know he hangs out at the Third Peacock Tavern in the Shipyards district. We got the name of the Rampant Boar from Molly Mab, which is a hotel in Three Gates, apparently where Munn was staying in town right before Lowles got here. We also heard about some anomalous friend of Munn's that he met in a swamp that lives in his house. May or may not be a concern, but it's also where Dabbs's pals might still be trapped. And then, of course, we've got Polly's small laundry list of local folks he created that Dabwick knows, and Polly gave us the name of Calla Fenshadow last episode, and it sounds like perhaps Gripper and Pandora might be looking for her as they begin their afternoon activities.
Where is Archie's shop?
It's in the Shipyards district.
Shipyards, okay. Perfect.
Kind of mid-north.
And if we do want to try to go to the ship itself, Pandora has a way to help facilitate that today.
The location of where it's at is not far. It's like 45 minutes or so by rowboat, maybe 15 or 20 in a sailboat.
It's in that Dog's Teeth
area?
area?
Yeah, it's in Dog's Teeth. And could potentially be even quicker to get there depending on combinations of Dimension Door or flight that you may have available to you at this level. Mm-hmm. All right. So when last I heard, it sounds like Pandora and Gripper were going to try to head down to the Shipyards district to see if they can find Califen Shadow on the way, who is a street performer who frequents the route that Dabbs has sent you on. And then maybe after that, head to the tavern to find Julius Kane. Is that still the plan?
I think so.
Great. And it sounds, Johnny, like Bash's plan was to soak up a few more hours of Learn the City to chip away at that 10 hours of investigation.
You got it.
And Dabbs,
Yeah, Dab's going to attempt some therapy with Ethan Baylor to see if they can just improve their mood.
Oh, the side eye.
my
Oh, the
God.
skeptical
That's-
side eye.
Now, which one is most likely to cause a
Shit.
TPK? Probably the latter.
So, Polly, in the in the 4 hours between now and nightfall when you meditate, you can attempt to talk to this poor, sick, wretched, suicidal man and make him feel a little bit better. Unfortunately, there's not enough time to do anything mechanically, and he's mostly non-responsive.
Okay.
But I think it makes a ton of sense to picture Dabwick doing that.
Look, maybe Dabwick and I need to learn this lesson today before we move on.
Or maybe Dabwick needs to teach the rest of us a lesson. You seriously.
Dab.
I'm loving this.
I love it when Dabwick is Dabwick.
Yeah.
Let Dabwick be Dabwick.
Yeah.
It is probably a very sad scene to picture, though. Hours in that sealed up house with so many things broken and smashed, the food rotting, and this man barely responsive, probably begging you to kill him,
The whole time.
or
whole
like
time.
in and out of non-responsiveness.
Right.
So I think, Katie, given the timeline we're looking at here, you will have to recast your telepathic bond.
Yeah, no problem.
If you want it going for potentially the first half, the first almost 2 hours of, well, we'll see. Is it,
It's 110
it's 110 minutes because of math?
Because of math?
Because of the maths.
Because of the math.
Carry the 7.
All right, so we'll picture Dabs doing that for a hot sec. Let's make a mechanical roll for for Bash's wanderings of the shipyard district. See what you get there, Johnny.
What am I rolling?
Local.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming that my tears to wine at this point would have died out, so just a regular roll. Only a 14. Pretty low.
And give me a 1d4.
3.
All right, so Bash will be done at 4 p.m. What'd you say, a 14?
14, yeah. Which is a 5 and then a 1 on my inspiration die.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a low roll. Any particular topic that you want to say that you would have focused most prominently
I
on?
think that having walked out of this whole conversation
Yeah.
and thinking about the plague and thinking about the rats, and I think that he's kind of walking around again with this idea of like, where are the rats? Like, this is like a sort of anti-plague thing going on, and as he's thinking about it and walking around, he's remembering when he was a child and his own family like bringing the Red Death to various villages and people dying. You know, like they would catch it, they would live for a couple months, and then they would basically like be coughing and bleeding.
Covered in red sores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so as he's walking along, this is another sort of like those jarring images in his head of reintegrating all of the different parts of himself that he didn't have before.
Okay.
So that might be why it takes a while and why he probably doesn't know much.
Great. And then Pandora and the Gripper are heading down through the Abbey Green district, curving sort of anti-clockwise around the large, overgrown hill that has the ruins of this once magnificent temple atop it. Sort of like now a jungle of Katie made the New Orleans comp a couple episodes ago, and I think it's just this giant New Orleans-y ruin and jungle and insects and animals. It's just kind of it seems like an entirely other world in the middle of the city, and nobody goes in there. Nobody goes in there. Of all the places that the people who want to, hide away or keep secrets could go, they go out onto the jagged, rocky islands outside of the city rather than go into the close press of the haunted woods here. But as you're making your way down towards the shipyards around the curve there at the southern end of Abbey Green, you do eventually spot the sight of a young woman performing tricks with a pair of magpies for a group of delighted onlookers. Polly, do you want to give us the description of Califen Shadow?
Yeah, give me a sec here.
The list of NPCs that Polly made is long. I asked for his assistance in fleshing out this city, and I'm going to try to use as many of these folks as I possibly can.
I love this.
Yeah.
Paulie, thanks so much for all this really fun stuff.
Oh, this was really fun to put together. I hope all of my beloved characters don't die.
I'm going to try to kill as many of them as I can.
How many
Which
of
you
the
knew.
esoteric order were people that Paul created?
Just one.
So, Califen Shadow. A young half-elf woman around 22 years old, sharp hazel eyes gleam with intelligence and defiance. Her smile is half playful, half wary, like someone used to fending off mockery with quick wit. Her wavy chestnut hair, streaked with sun-lighted strands, is loosely braided with a few stray feathers and twigs caught in it. Her clothes are a mismatched collection of street-worn greens and grays, a patched leather jerkin over a frayed linen tunic, a skirt layered unevenly for warmth, and fingerless gloves stained from working with birds. 2 magpies perch on her shoulders, their feathers slightly ruffled, eyes bright and watchful.
We never go anywhere, just the two of us.
I
And
know, right?
here's art for you.
This is nice. Oh,
Oh.
that one bird's like, "Hey, bitch."
I'm going to say something right in your ear.
Food. Food. Food.
So yeah, you can catch a little bit of her show, and she is incredibly skilled with these animals. There's obviously a little something supernatural going on with the sort of, it's not control, but communication, perhaps, that she has with these animals. And I think Dora would probably catch a whiff of, there's some kind of either telepathy or bond going on between
Like a speak with animals, or
maybe or maybe an
familiar.
actual
Is she like a
bond.
Pied Piper? Like a Pied Piper?
I think
She recently let all the rats out of Casimir.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is this the first just like entertainment for entertainment's sake we've ever seen?
Well, there was Stanhope on the ship.
There were
with
the
his
limericks,
limerick,
yes.
but that was penance.
That was penance.
There would have been some stuff with the Stardust Augurs,
Sure.
but not like this.
No, certainly there were no street performers in Thrushmore.
No. Everyone was locked
or
in their
any
houses.
of the Dreamlands places
Yeah,
we went
yeah.
to. Possibly Count Brelin, Viscount Brelin's court, but
I think Grip is quite taken with,
Yeah.
with the whole affair.
Yeah.
as is Dora. I think what this brings out in her is a 9-year-old child who skipped a lot of years of court entertainment and lost a lot of time.
Yes.
And is delighted by this as she would have been when she was 9 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so easy enough to wait for a moment, like between routines, wait for the crowds to disperse a little bit if you want to approach her.
Hey.
Hello.
Why, hello.
Califen Shadow, is it?
And how do you know my name?
I've heard about you from a dear friend of ours
Oh,
called Dabwick.
oh.
Sense motive on her reaction to the name.
Sure, roll it.
Dabs owes her money.
29. Probably look like you're going to say something.
I'm just excited.
I think what you catch is in an initial moment of, who exactly are you talking about? You see someone who sees a lot of people, talks to a lot of people, and knows a lot of people, going through a mental Rolodex and finding someone maybe less important to her than she
is
may
to
be
him.
to
To them.
somebody else.
Yeah, okay. Dora will go on to describe Dabwick's appearance and their position as official rat catcher, and she'll say it with a little bit of a wink.
Official rat catcher.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course. That is what they say, isn't it? Have you seen the credentials?
Yes.
Hey.
I'm not saying a child made them. That's not what I'm saying at all, but they are. Well, they are what they are. Dabwick is who they are.
I I know, say what you will about Dabwick's credentials, I understand that. But have you noticed, they mentioned there's been a decided lack of rat activity amongst the docks lately. Have you noticed anything about that?
Oh, absolutely. It's been quite nice, I must say so myself.
Is there been any talk of what has happened and why that is the case?
No, nobody knows. Where is Dabwick? I haven't seen Dabwick in quite some time.
We've only recently just arrived in Casimir.
Well, tell Dabwick to stop by and say hello anytime they want to.
I certainly will. In the meantime, they suggested you might be someone with an ear to the ground.
Well, that's very kind. And she sends her two birds up into the air, and you see them begin to do sort of lazy circles, one in one direction, one in the other, almost as if they're like
reconnaissance?
looking
keeping an eye
for
out?
crowds.
Oh,
Like where shall I go next?
Love it.
Yeah. So she's kind of giving you half a mind's worth of attention,
Yeah.
and she's kind of half keeping an eye on her two birds, almost as if she's hearing them talking inside of her head.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's got to make her money today, so she's talking to you and looking for her next spot.
Birds are extraordinary. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
They are dear friends of mine, that is for sure.
How long has it taken you to train them?
Well, I've been doing this sort of work for, gosh, I don't know, 10 years? 12 years? Once I found I could do this, it's kind of hard to stop doing it, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
The birds come and go. They're all
Yes,
very
I
important
quite
to me, but
understand
they
that.
come and go. But the routine has developed, and I'm quite proud of it, if I do say so myself.
You should be. It's
Well, thank you
impressive.
very much. Thank you very much. I noticed you didn't. She sort of gives a little eye glance down
Yes,
too.
I thought about it, but realized I have no idea if I have money on me at all.
Gripper would have some money.
All right. You have to forgive me. I'm not accustomed to street performers such as yourself. I'm not familiar with the etiquette, but now I can pick up what you're fucking laying down. So he'll throw a coin into
Grip's
the.
a sailor.
50 gold pieces
I
is
don't believe
coming.
that's accurate. I think
I had
you're
to
taking
try.
me for a sucker. Now
I had to
You,
try.
you put a platinum piece down there?
I did not. We've got other coins, don't we?
Yeah.
Grip's a sailor. Spends a good deal of time on the river.
Among other things.
Well, he has the look of it. That and a professor.
I'm not wearing the glasses right now.
She still says it.
He does have that air, doesn't
Well.
he? Very good at finding things.
Well, when you see Dabwick, ask them if they've run into Nikos. I haven't seen him around for quite some time.
Nikos?
Yeah, Bucket Boy.
Bucket boy. So telepathically, Dora's like,
to Dabwick.
fill me in on Bucket Boy, friend.
And meanwhile, Dabwick's just like there, and the poor gnome is going, please,
Yeah.
please kill me. Dabwick's like,
I was like,
Just if you could just give me a second, I have to talk about Bucket Boy. Then I'll stop you from killing yourself, please.
Nikos is a young man, runs errands, fetches water for the market vendors in Abbey Green. Eager to please, nice young man.
when was the last time you saw him?
Not long before I left, I caught him fishing for coins in a fountain and gave him a lecture about respecting the water supply. I think that was not long before I left.
Oh, now that you mention it, Dabwick did mention something about Nikos throwing coins in a fountain and giving him a bit of a lecture.
No, taking coins out of a fountain.
taking
wasn't it?
coins from a fountain, yes.
Aye, that's
Oh, right. Well, yeah.
Hasn't seen him since, though.
Well, yeah, he did used to do that, didn't he? He actually got himself a job, though. He was working for a restaurant, the Lighthouse, some cheap fish place down the shipyards, and yeah, he was running errands for them. He was running deliveries and sometimes working inside, but I don't think very often because he's kind of a dirty little boy. But he was running food for them, and I've seen him out around and about, but it has been several weeks since I've laid eyes on him.
That's concerning. I'll certainly bring it up.
Yes, if Dabs has, seen him, please tell them to stop by and let me know.
Sense motive. What did this kid steal from her?
Nothing. Don't even bother.
Okay.
What is
You can see her kind of grasping for anything to make this conversation meaningful between them, kind of sensing, oh, you're important to Dabwick. Dabwick told you to talk to me. I guess I'm important to Dabwick, so, oh yeah, we both know Nikos. She's kind of grasping.
Okay.
But I think this reinforces Dabwick barely exists to this person.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Right, Polly? Thumbs up?
Dora will pass that on to Grip telepathically. Can I do that without also passing it on telepathically
Yes.
to
You
Dabwick?
you can talk to anyone in the group privately, for sure.
Good.
I may regret that, but I think that's canon as far as what we've done so far.
Okay. We're going to see the new harbor master. Do you know Julius Kane or anything about him that might help us?
It sounds like he's very full of himself.
Ah,
That's about what I know.
flattery then.
Oh. Little Feather has seemingly found. All right. I'm on my way. I do have to go. Very nice to meet the two of you, and I'm around here most days. And do tell Deb would stop by.
Oh, I hope to catch the show again. It was delightful. Thank you.
She winks. A wink that sent shivers through Dabwick's body once, and was so meaningful. She's capable of doing that particular wink, where it's just like, I think I'm the only person in the world to this person. She's very good at her job. And she cavorts off. Cavorting through the streets.
Dora will pass on to Dabwick and I guess to Bash this bit about Nikos, just in case.
Bingo. This is
Yeah.
how we give you your 14, Johnny.
Yeah.
So as you're in the middle of your walking around, scoping out information, you get the name of this Nikos, bucket boy, worked at the lighthouse, hasn't been seen.
See if there's any there.
Yeah, you do a
out
little bit
about.
of asking around, maybe even through the course of this, stopping by the lighthouse. And yes, definitely, Nikos did work there. He is missing. They are looking for another errand boy. And there had been a period of weeks where he had some regular daily delivery that he was making of food, that the orders for that food stopped at the same time. Nikos just never showed up for work.
Was that the same time everybody killed themselves?
So the thing with the everybody killing themselves is, this may be difficult to process because we learned them all kind of at the same time.
Yeah, they
it is
happened
spread
over a
out
period of
over
time.
2 months. Yeah. There was like a very initial burst of 3 or 4 of them almost immediately killing themselves. And then there was a recent burst of some people maybe who made it a little bit longer than the rest, but otherwise it's been kind of
Made their
spread
first
out.
save somehow.
Right.
And
or
that-
finally saw what the rest of their lives was going to look like and decided to end it.
those deliveries of food,
Mm-hmm.
where were those deliveries of food to?
Some warehouse, perhaps old Harrigan's place.
The restaurant doesn't know where the food would have been delivered to?
Correct. This is a grimy, low end, no
So they
records
just don't
kept-
remember.
No records.
No record.
No, he would come in with the order
Oh, and then
make
place
it, and then
take
he'd take it out and he'd bring the money back. So they didn't really ask many questions. But
He was the only one
Oh.
that needed to know the where.
Yeah.
exactly. But the old Harrigan's place is the thing that comes up when you ask a little bit about that.
And Old Harrigan's place is...
It's a warehouse located deep in the northern end of the shipyards district. He used to run some kind of concern, perhaps alcoholic beverages, but he went bankrupt about a decade ago. And as far as anybody knows,
That's Harrigan.
yeah,
Harrigan.
that place has been empty for a long time. But I guess he's back in town and going to try to get the business started back up again.
Or somebody is.
I
Or
don't know.
Something is going on.
So that's the little bit of thing that you get during your time
Okay.
with Johnny. And the two of you head down to the Third Peacock Tavern.
Yeah.
And we're looking for info on the odd shipping patterns of the
Where
Where
is
the
Mun?
Jeroboam was headed.
Yeah.
And we feel like the scuttled boat, the scuttled Aurora, that's not so much. That's not a gather information from the people thing. That's a we need to go and look at it type of situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't be cheeky about it. Yes. Basically, people were paying attention to it because it was weird, and then once this story went out that it sank and the pirates got to it, everybody seemed to just move on.
Yeah.
And because nobody else had any reason to connect that oddity with any of the other oddities the way that you do, it just, Yeah, so you find the Third Peacock Tavern. It is closer to the boardwalk, not right on it. It's kind of an upscale, expensive pub. I think I described it as trying to maintain a dive bar feel. Yeah, it's populated by folks with money liking to pretend that they're slumming it, basically. And you are able to make your way there, ask a few questions around, and everybody can direct you to where Julius Kane is sitting in his own booth. He's a totally unmemorable, like dime a dozen middle-aged aristocrat dude. Pale skin, short black hair, long waxed mustaches, neat blue and red coat, gold medallions, a cane sitting next to him on his booth. Do I have art for... I must have art for Julius Kane. I do. Here we go. Try to remember this guy.
Pandora will detect psychic significance in his direction to see if there's anything he's wearing or holding that is important to him that might be a conversation starter.
Oh, sure. Would it be?
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so smart.
He's got a signet ring. That's radiating.
So what about it? Is there anything unusual about it? Like, is it?
No.
No.
It's as unmemorable of a very expensive signet ring
it's important to him.
as the dude. Yes, it's.
So I think Pandora will take Grip's arm.
Yeah.
And we'll just sort of do a circuit of the room.
Okay.
And as we pass him, I don't have bluff or intimidate or anything. Like, I've only got diplomacy, so I can't get away with lying. I mean, I might be able to, but I probably can't. But I can get away with flattery.
Sure.
Perhaps. So as we pass, her eyes will linger on the ring noticeably.
Yeah.
And they'll keep going, but then she'll stop and come back to him. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I couldn't help but notice that ring. It's simply lovely. Not a lie, because I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you, madam. It's so kind of you to notice. I am... And he holds it up in front of his face. Quite fond of it. It took me many, many years to convince my uncle that I was worthy of it. But I did. And I'm quite...
Worthy?
Thank you.
Proud of it.
And who are you? I don't believe I know you.
My name is Pandora. I'm new in town.
Julius Kane. I am...
Oh, you're the new harbour master.
I am the harbour master. Thank you.
I've heard of you.
What have you heard?
Well, that you're quite impressive and have taken over and done great things in your short time.
Oh, that's so kind. Operations here were just in a shambles when I arrived. And I had so many employees beat into shape. Not literally. Not literally beat into shape. Though I would have hired you, friend, if I had to do some beating into shape. No, I mean, getting them organized. God, Robert's just staring at me.
Pandora reaches out like, it's okay, he's just a twat.
So he's probably on his lunch break.
Yeah.
And he's drinking hard liquor.
Yeah. So
He's
doing a great job.
Yes.
Do you have grand plans you can share for the future of the harbour?
Oh, do you have time?
Of course.
Please, be my guest. Sit.
Thank you. This is my friend.
Griptusk Syrinscape.
Well, It's a pleasure to meet you. Have you spent time on the waves?
I have.
Yes, you all have the same look about you, don't
Does
you?
he have any reaction to his name?
No.
He doesn't know the Selin Starling. No recognition.
No recognition.
Okay.
Yeah. So, sits you down and probably, let's imagine, about 30 minutes of him boring the shit out of
Dora's
you.
just
Talking
batting her
about
eyes and listening
the
and
administrivia.
asking questions.
Is he pouring from a bottle of what he's drinking?
Yeah.
Grip helps himself.
Yes, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
Pandora does not.
So that goes on for a while, and it is god-awful dull.
Yeah. Oh well. It's the price of information.
Yeah.
I heard that a very prominent citizen. Now, I know the name Myacnian Mun, of course, from his philanthropic work. But I heard that he had a visitor from Usulaf, some sort of minor noble, and that they departed together quite recently.
Oh, I suppose so. Many people travel in and out of this harbor, yes.
I cast Detect Thoughts.
Yeah, you do.
I'm casting it at 5th level for the highest.
Don't tell me the DC till I roll this die.
Yep.
13.
Yeah. Wild fail.
He knows exactly who Myacnian Mun is, and he knows exactly what you're referring to, and he's deliberately playing dumb.
I heard there was some controversy around Mun and his friends up in, what's that spot in the Abbey?
Abbey Green.
Yes. Sounds like a
Controversy.
delicious bit of gossip, if you ask me.
So he's thinking, what did he get up to? What else did he fuck up?
He
does-
is
but he
in
doesn't-
Mun. He is in Mun.
As in Mun.
Yeah.
But Kane does not seem to know what you're
What I'm referring
right,
to,
which you're
yeah.
not necessarily even referring to anything, right?
Right,
But
yeah.
he doesn't know where you're going, but he's like, did he fuck something else up? Did he make more of a mess? That kind of thing.
I'm getting the impression that Mun is one of those people whom so many people think are generous or talented or intelligent, but that he's really just a fraud.
That's my take on it, madam. I mean, I just arrived here, 6 months ago or so, and everyone talked him up so much, but I found him to be quite disagreeable. True. And generally speaking, if I recall correctly, he does. Sort of a hassle. True.
Oh, difficult to deal with, temperamental.
As far as I remember, he remembers very well, there was a whole thing where they kept changing the destination of the ship that he was on. First it was going over to Garund, then suddenly going over to Kazmarin. And then the day that it left, Mun comes in and pays him to say that the ship went to Absalom and to then erase any record that there had been any other destination planned. Yeah, as far as I remember. I mean, I don't really recall.
People who grow up rich, they really don't have any regard for others' responsibilities. Make things difficult for people, create work for others. That's the impression I get of him.
Some indeed do.
So picking this apart,
Yeah.
they were going to go to Garund
Yes,
and then change to Casimir and then said to go to they were going to Absalom.
but
So
perhaps
they're
we're
probably
still going
really
to Kazmarin.
Kazmarin.
Yeah.
Got
And
it.
he does not remember the exact destination. He just thinks of it as like, oh yeah, Garun and then Kazmarin, so somewhere in
Yeah.
Kazmarin.
Okay,
But he's
I-
pretty sure about that.
I just want to take 1 second to
Yeah.
appreciate what a 23 intelligence looks like, is that Dora can be detecting this guy's
Yeah.
thoughts, having a conversation with him,
And
and
sh-
sharing all this information out to the party at the same time for any feedback before she gets up and leaves this dreadful bore.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've gotten all the information out of him that we need.
And what do we know about Kazmaran?
3 continents touch what is called the Inner Sea. And there is,
It's the one to the west.
it's the one to the
To
east.
the east, rather, yeah.
You can sort of geographically, if you don't know the map of this part of Galarian, you can almost stand in the Mediterranean Sea for the inner sea. And if you do, you can picture Avestan, the continent that you are currently on, as Europe.
Garand is Africa.
Wherein is basically where Africa is located. And then Casmaron is basically located where Asia and the Middle East are located. And it's so similar that, in fact, like I was talking a couple weeks ago about Kadira and Taldor being at war. Kadira is in Casmaron, Taldor is in Avestan. It's kind of basically like where Turkey sits, basically. One region that straddles two continents over which many wars have been fought throughout history. Yeah, that's where it's located, kind of southwest of here. And not too far away, kind of the next continent over. As opposed to Garand, which is a little further away, It's all the way across the sea.
If we're done and we're leaving, Grip will take one last swig
of his whiskey.
Of his whiskey, and he'll just say, "I'm not a very smart fucker. I learned a phrase recently, playing dumb. I don't understand what it means. Are you familiar with the phrase, playing dumb?"
I'm sure I don't know
Right.
what you mean.
Right.
He knows what he means.
Push it, Grip. We might need him again.
Is he threatening me? Am I in danger? What's going on here?
That's exactly the response I
Dora's
want.
just smiling at him.
Well, we've bothered you long enough. We'll take our leave. It was so delightful to pass this time with you.
You've got good taste in liquor.
Yes. Very well. Very well. All right. Well, I have to get back to the office. And so forth. Yeah. So you can excuse yourselves and meet up with Bash probably at this point. We'll say it's around 4 o'clock, and Bash is finishing up, heading back to Dabs or anything we want to do before. There's about an hour before Dabs would be meditating.
Can we go see Archie?
Or do we want to swing by and look at just snoop around the edges of old Harrigan's place?
Yeah, we can do that.
Is like I'm assuming we would have time for maybe one of those on our way back to the house?
Yeah.
I think let's take a peek at the warehouse.
It's like March, so the meditation time is like dusk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We got about an hour then.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So you make your way back deeper in the district, passing. So you're in the north end of the shipyard district.
We can use an invisibility sphere at some point if that's helpful. Bash.
All right, feel free to pop in if you want to do that. The businesses closest to the boardwalk up here are very fancy, very populated, very well secured. As you head deeper and deeper and deeper, it takes longer in this part of the district to reach the more rundown, abandoned, falling apart, bankrupt chunk of town, the part beginning to sink into the swamp. And that is where you find this Harrigan's warehouse. Fairly large structure, a couple 100 feet across, maybe 100 feet wide. There are, all of the windows have been boarded over from the outside, and a couple of places where some of those boards may have rotted off over time. You can see also boarded up on the inside.
So like fresh boards?
No, old.
Old boards.
Old boards. Yeah, this place looks fallen apart and abandoned for the most part. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 3 sets of doors into the structure, one of which is like a person-sized set of double doors, and 2 of which are large double door like
docks,
like freight entrances. You can open them about 20 feet wide to let in wagons and so forth. All of them sealed up and boarded over from the outside, with the exception of one of those sets of larger doors, which is not boarded up from the outside.
And is the street in front of that look like it's been utilized recently with like wagon tracks or animal tracks or people tracks or anything like that?
Give me a survival check.
And also, how does it smell?
Have you cast?
Oh yeah, I cast
Bloodhound?
it. I cast it this morning, and it goes for 9 hours.
What's that one called? Bloodhound?
Bloodhound.
Bloodhound.
Yeah, so you'd be having the experience as you are following the instructions you picked up on where this warehouse is located. Johnny Bash should be having the experience of, yeah, it's smelling more and more. This place positively reeks of the infestation.
The warehouse
The warehouse
specifically?
does.
So more so than like where we met up with him and more so than where he was walking around
Yes.
beforehand?
Yes.
This is like honing in on like ground zero.
Ground zero stench. And
I-
again, the two of you that don't have this scent ability, you probably might notice something in the air if it was pointed out to you, but there's just seems to be something about the way this heightened kind of animal sense is working in Bash's system. It's just strong and potent.
I wonder if does that have anything to do with the rats?
Huh. Chatting about this over the telepathic bond with Dabwick could confirm if this is hitting Bash so strongly and he knows what he's smelling, any other kind of animal not knowing what this is would probably be driven away by this. This would smell concerning and unnatural to them.
This would smell like a plague that they wouldn't want any part of.
It would yes.
Rats can't be infected with seedborne consumption.
I mean, to the best of our knowledge, it's just
You have
humanoids.
to have an intelligence score.
Oh,
No, it is not. So give me your survival check, and then let me refresh you on a couple of Jamandori things.
all right. I'm gonna spend a point of inspiration to add to this roll. I rolled a 15, and then I add an additional +4 since it's urban, so a 19, and then add another 6 to that, so that's a 25, and then a 29 if it's scent based.
Getting a little stridery up in here.
We're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Okay, so that's a really high roll. Let me get a little stridery on you. You know, sometimes when we play this game, the kind of things you can find with survival is a little outlandish, but that's okay. We're playing the game, we're having fun. I would say the general vicinity around this building seems like does not tend to be a lot of traffic most normal days, right? Mm-hmm. There does seem to have been, perhaps in recent weeks, fairly regular traffic to and from the building of maybe one person. And then it seems as though nothing too much recently after that. So you're spotting old signs of more traffic than is usual in this neighborhood, in and out of the building, that all seems to
And then to have stopped.
kind of petered out.
And was that like in one regular door, or was that through the big freight doors?
This is through the big freight doors that are the only ones that are not sealed up. And they have, they kind of have the look of, because everything here is old and falling apart and looks like it hasn't been touched for a decade or so. So Vic would find this was actually boarded up until some point in the not too distant past.
There's the boards on the ground.
Oh, yeah, they're over around the corner. So it still looks kind of sealed up, but the door could clearly be opened.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about seedborne infestation and Jamandori stuff again. I think the last time I brought up some of this detail was like chapter 42 or 43, so it has been a hot sec. And Johnny, you had asked, Bash had been wondering again, what happens if somebody with this infestation actually dies from it? What little you know about if that were to happen is that they die and are brought back to life as fungal corpse puppets of Jamandor that can spread the infestation by touch.
Oh.
This is some of those very, very early dreams from Act 2, where Jamandor was recalling being on planets where they didn't dream. then it grew to a size where it could spread its spores and take over that planet by means of a touch infestation. So Jamandor has lots of means of claiming life forms, and for those, like you just asked, Robert, for say rats who can't comprehend, a series of sounds as a name, they might perhaps be able to be infected through this sort of spore infection by whatever happens to these corpse puppet seeded creatures, as they're called. But these are something that none of your characters have ever actually seen happen. This is not something you have experienced. You only know about this lore from your years at Iris Hill as a potential way this can go. But oftentimes, people either kill themselves or they are sacrificed because they become a risk to perhaps spread the name too fastly, draw attention to themselves. This is something that, Lowell's and his crew would have been very concerned about letting happen, because then it's
out of their control, and also the jig is up.
Yeah. So you would guess. You don't even have to guess. Your characters know a lot about this particular stuff. You would know you are already infected. This physical version that can be passed along would have no effect on you. However, it could be devastating
To a boy like Nikos?
to a population.
Yeah.
The only good thing about those seeded corpse puppets is that the save DC is not as high as this
Yeah,
As the
the
voice.
contagious lore
Yeah.
infestation is. That it's a lower level, faster spreading, but lower level, actually combatable infestation in a way that
Like you could actually save from that, unlike the other one.
yeah. And if you kill these or you destroy these seeded
it.
corpse puppets, then they're done.
I wonder if we're ever going to see any of those.
I doubt
there's
it. I
some
doubt
on
it.
the other side of the store.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you found Ground Zero. Congrats, my friends.
And there's only 3 of us here.
Harrigan's Warehouse.
Well, we're not going in right now, are we? Are we?
No. I mean, we should not go in unless we as players want to have a fight with creatures without our whole party here.
I would rather not. On the whole.
Could just burn it to the ground.
So it's a healthy walk back to Ethan Baylor's place. You want to go back and
Yeah, let's
rejoin
go.
Dabs while they're meditating?
Yeah.
Or
Should we keep an eye on it?
Probably.
All right. You all want to go back and I'll stay here and keep watch?
Is the idea being grab Dabs and come back?
I mean, see how it goes.
I mean, Dabs is part of this conversation, so
Yes, this is happening telepathically.
Right.
I'll probably have to recast it without Dabs to keep you in the loop with us, and that will only be for almost 2 hours.
Oh, and technically we are
Yeah, I think
3 hours. You have had to
yeah.
recast it already.
Yeah.
so then this conversation is not with Dabs.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. It is not.
Yeah. That's right.
At some point,
You're left
literally, the connection was severed,
Right.
and now you're just in that house on your own.
I failed to figure out the maths on that second casting
Oh, so
without
make it-
Dabs,
does it
so it
make
was
it worse?
only 110 hours. Oh, it's only 90 minutes. 90 minutes, 110 hours. It's only an hour and a half.
You forgot to carry the one.
If the idea is we're going to come back here tonight, I think we should all just go. I think... Because we don't know what's going to happen at the house. Maybe we should all be there.
I'm good.
You're good to stay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, sorry. That 90-minute casting would have been without Dabs and probably an hour and a half ago. So I have to do it one more time before we leave Bash here. For just the 3 of us. Or I would do it one more time before
That sounds
we
right.
leave
Yeah.
Bash here.
Bye. Yep.
So
That one's fine.
You did
As
carry the
for-
one.
I did carry the one this time. I learned from my mistakes. And that one is 110 minutes. But I'll do that right before we walk away.
Very good.
So if we have to summon Bash back, he won't be there instantaneously, but...
So Pandora and Gripper head back to Ethan Baylor's house, leaving Bash behind. Let's check in with the Dabs, who at some point around this time would be beginning their meditation. And you're able to seal up all of these doors. And what kind of space in this house are you looking to find? What kind of connection do you want to make to this sad, sad building?
I want to find Ethan's study where they do their great work for the city, and try to connect this heavy hopelessness in the air with all the great promise that Ethan shows as a shipwright.
Yeah. All of his desk has clearly been, at some point he came in and threw everything onto the floor, pulled things off of the wall. All that great promise is just smashed on the floor. You having to trod through it, clearing out a space
There's got to be like a big map on the wall, right?
amidst all the promise. He's a shipwright, so he's not his whole thing is, so there'd be detailed, drawings, construction drawings of large ocean-going vessels. Some of them warships stamped top secret from the Teldor Navy.
So as Dablik meditates, they're thinking about hopelessness and how hopelessness is like a river locked in ice. The world is frozen. The current refuses to carry you forward. It tells you that nothing's ever going to change. Thaw's never going to come. Dablik tries to remember that a river, no matter how tightly bound by ice, does not remain still forever, and tries to find some hope in that thought.
Is Bash up to anything untoward while being left alone?
Absolutely not. Bash is like looking at this area and just wants to make sure that this area is contained and that nobody else is coming in and out.
Yeah.
Or at least not right now. Or if somebody does come in and out, then he's going to let everybody know and follow.
Yeah.
But his goal is just to make sure that if they're in there, let's keep them in there.
During the course of this time, you see very few people. Absolutely no one is heading towards this building. You can see every once in a while somebody way, way, way down the block going into an old building that they presumably own because they've got keys.
I'm imagining that there's got to be like crates and, detritus and stuff around. And I think that he's basically made himself like a little hunting blind across from these doors where he can see people going up to those doors and people going out.
All right.
But otherwise is just kind of like staking it out and hidden and quiet.
All right. Nobody approaches the building during that time. Dabs has meditated. Pandora and Gripper have rejoined back at the Baylor estate. What's the plan now, Polly?
Dabwick goes to Ethan and prepares to cast Remove Disease. Ethan,
What?
we're going to try some magic now
To what end?
to relieve you of some of the weight of hopelessness.
Do what you will.
I will try, my friend. All right.
You're going to attempt to remove disease?
An attempt to remove disease.
Yeah, caster level check. Die 20 plus 10.
Not even close. 15.
I didn't feel anything. Did it work? Did it work, Debwick?
Try it again, Deb, can you?
I can do it one more time. No.
You see now. You understand. You know. This is good. This is good. You too should let go, Debwick. And you.
He looks like Grip.
Will you help me?
I will.
When this is all over, can we bring him back? I prepared reincarnate. Could we bring him back and he'd be okay?
Dabwick, having just used that spell to bring Barnabas' soul back, it doesn't work like that. The first thing that will happen in the new body is that he will remember the knowledge of Jamindor, and it will all begin again.
And you have nothing that will wipe his mind.
Only the Necronomicon can do that, I believe.
I can't watch.
I'm so sorry, Dabwick.
I'm sorry.
It truly is a mercy.
Yeah, Dabwick can't watch. They leave the room.
Pandora will hold Etham's hand.
Mm-hmm.
I can't decide if the quickest, least painful is like a smothering, or
Actually, you would know, as a grappler, that you could put him into a rear naked choke and cut the blood flow to his brain, and then he would just go to sleep.
Oh,
Half-orc Nelson.
the whole half-orc Nelson.
the half orc. I will embrace him and do the half orc Nelson.
And his life slips away in your arms. He has a... Do you leave his body and walk away? Do you place him in his bed? How do you want...
Pandora sends a message to Bash.
It is done.
Sorry.
I think I'd put him in his bed.
Yeah.
If we're not going to try to do some sort of burial right now, which I don't know what the logistics of that would be, I would just put him in his bed.
And you can easily find among his belongings a set of house keys. So if you want to seal the place back up for now and come back later,
Let
you
the city take its course.
Yeah, let somebody know if you however you want to handle that. But if you want to walk away and have a way to get back in, you certainly could.
Okay.
And then do we head back to Harrigan's warehouse to rejoin Bash?
Dabwick.
I'll follow.
Pandora will catch Dabwick up on what they found there, what they learned from Caliphan Shadow, what they learned from Julius King. Just in a very calming, this is factual.
She's got quite a wink to her, doesn't she?
I admit I'm a little enchanted.
Understood.
And you make your way back through Abbey Green and down into the dark, abandoned parts of the shipyard district. Close in on Harrigan's warehouse, rejoin with Bash, and we will approach this particular problem next week. That's the end of chapter 156.
Woohoo! Warehouse crawl.
Warehouse crawl!
Warehouse crawl.
Oh, man.
Dark Nexus is produced by Plug and Hum Productions. This podcast uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, used under Paizo's fan content policy. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, please visit paizo.com. That's Paizo.com. Dark Nexus uses music and soundscapes by Syrinscape. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. That's Syrinscape.com. Opening and closing themes, along with additional music composed by Rob Kauzlaric. Artwork for Dark Nexus is by Matt Wahlquist. And thanks to DMCP, Richard and Ari, Paul and Shannon, Scotty, Jason, Jess, Joe, Chelsea, Matt, Dave, Derek, Darren, Michaela, J.H., the Biscuit Buddies, and everyone we've gamed with over the years for all the memories and inspiration.
You are a big part of our storytelling as well. And we love it when you help us.
You are, in fact, the antagonist.
And also often
pal.
the protagonist.
Wow.
The story pal.
You're a story pal.
Story buddy.
My name's Rob. I'm the story pal tonight.
Protagonist, antagonist, and lover.